have my drywall here. Basically, I've taken a utility knife and I've traced around it lightly just to make my lines where I want my patch to be and the size. So there's two things you can do. You can take your utility knife and completely score, just keep on pressing down, pull it away from you until you can get it in there nice and firm, and just keep scoring it all the way around so you have a nice clean cut. Or you can get it, this is just a saw. You can saw the drywall. You can buy one of these at the hardware store for about, this is a little more expensive, probably like $10. You can get them even cheaper, but this is actually just the quickest way to do it. One thing you want to do though is when you're sawing in here, you want to make sure there's no electrical wires that you can saw into. When you're using a utility knife, it's only going as deep as the drywall, the thickness of the drywall, so you won't get in behind it. Here, you could actually get behind a utility knife, or with a saw, you can actually get into an electrical cord and cut it. I know in my patch that there's no electrical in here, so I can saw it safely. One, if there's insulation in there, it makes it hard also to saw, because you'll end up sawing into the insulation. It makes it tricky. But this is the interior wall, so there's no insulation in here. So what I want to do is just saw it, cut it, make this a nice square cut, and before I put in my metal clips, I'm going to go ahead and continue to do this, let you watch do the physical work here. If my cut isn't, my hole isn't completely square, that's okay. We'll have to just cut the drywall to fit in there, and we'll do that when we get to that point. See, I'm just, if you can look, I've actually cut below, scratching the drywall below, and that's okay, because when I go to finish, my mud's going to be going over that crack anyhow. So, two ways of doing it. This is actually almost working a little sweat up. So, piece of cake. I have one, and it's seeing start to break right now. Pull it out. As I talk about a wire that's no electrical, there is actually a doorbell wire in there. You can see I did not cut it because it wasn't fastened very tightly, but I was unaware of that, and could have lost my doorbell without fixing that. Utility knife's very sharp, so just make sure you keep your hands and your body away from it. I'm just going over it. This is 1/2-inch drywall, and some of these, most interior walls are 1/2 inch. You will find 3/8, 5/8, different sizes. So once you can see, you can measure this and find out. I know it's 1/2 inch. So there's my hole. And actually, the drywall is my hole is a little bit bigger cut than the drywall. So what I'll have to do is I'll have to make my hole just a little bit bigger, or either one, take my drywall and cut a little bit of the drywall off. It would be actually easier to cut the drywall as you're up. I'm just cutting the drywall to kind of fit in there. Now I've got it in almost all the way, and then just a little bit off the top. But before I go ahead and finish cutting this, I want to install my metal clips. So, be right back when we'll do that.